We are back live here, coast to coast, border to border, on Fucking Around with Porn Stars. We have got a great one with us today. Victoria Malfoy is with us. I butchered that last name, didn't
No,
I?
you didn't. You did it right. You got it
Wow,
right.
okay. Because usually it's Jiggy Jag, the ugly American, which means that I butcher everybody's fucking name.
No, you're doing great.
But Victoria joins us today here on our big broadcast. So, Victoria, talk to us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in the
Sure.
in the pawn business, as they say?
So that was it was I guess it all started probably about like 15 or so years ago when I first moved to California. I worked as a stripper, and that kind of got me into the adult entertainment industry. To which I kind of did that off and on for a few years. I had a vanilla job for a while. And then right before COVID happened, I had somebody suggest the wonderful world of audio porn to me. And
That's awesome.
yeah, and I had literally never heard of it before in my life. So I'm like, okay, let's give this a shot and see how it goes. um, and through that, I started doing like OnlyFans and Fansly. And then in May of this year, I decided to start doing like boy girl. I've done girl girl before with some friends, but decided to jump into boy girl, and I'm having a blast so far.
That is awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big broadcast. So, uh, you said that you got into this whole world, first of all, being a stripper.
Yes, that's right. Uh-huh.
Talk to us about the world of stripping.
Yes, so the world of stripping was it was interesting. It was a lot different than what I do now. But I am a natural performer. I love performing. So that was it was kind of second nature for me. I didn't have a problem with it. I'm also a really naturally sexual person. So getting up and taking my clothes off in front of a bunch of people wasn't a problem. So it hit a lot of different buttons for me. And I found out through it that I like being an exhibitionist. So yeah, stripping was a lot of fun. And it made me realize that you could have like a viable career doing adult entertainment. I don't have to have a vanilla job if I don't want to. And I have to say, doing porn is a lot more fun.
So, were you one of these strippers who got into the whole thing with the moves on the pole and all these things, or are
Oh,
you just one of these girls that went out there, took some clothes off, took some money from the marks, and left the stage?
I did a little bit of both. I wasn't as talented on the pole as some of the people that I worked with. But I definitely got a couple of tricks down. I could go upside down, I could do some spins. So I wasn't as pole heavy as a lot of people, but I would do some stuff on the pole. I spent a lot of time doing a lot of like floor work, so I liked sliding around on the stage.
That is awesome. That is
Yeah.
awesome. So we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program. So uh, I've interviewed a lot of strippers over the years, but
Okay.
I've never figured out how in the take us through the process here of getting
Yeah.
hired at the strip club.
Okay, yeah. I think that's it's kind of different different places you go. But for me, basically getting hired at Cheetahs was going in. I told them that I was interested in working, and they actually had me do a meeting with their manager just in the office. I thought that they would make you like get on stage and dance, and I had to do that in Vegas, but I'm kind of glad that the first time they didn't make me do that because I was really nervous. But basically, I had a meeting with the manager, and he took a look at me and he was like, yeah, I think you'll make money. You just need to go and get a license. And I was like, a license? I have a driver's license, but you have to have a license to take your clothes off.
So what the hell is that process like?
So that process is even crazier. If you don't mind for 1 second, I'm just gonna grab my water really
Yeah,
quick. Yeah, okay, cool.
go
One
ahead, go
second.
ahead.
I know I'm
We
being
have we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our Fucking Around with Porn Stars, and you can find us each and every week over there at skyhawkafterdarkradio.com. And of course, you can find us each and every week Spotify, BitChute, Rumble, Clout Hub, all the various places. Our guest this week, Victoria Malfoy, and I did not butcher that name, which I'm very proud of not doing that.
No.
Victoria is with us today. You can find her on the Twitter machine at Snaky Smut. Is that
That's
correct?
right.
That's
That's
a hell.
correct.
That's a hell of a Twitter handle.
I
Uh,
know.
SnakeYSMUT, and
That's right.
she joins us today here on our big program. So, okay,
Yes.
stripper license.
Stripper license.
What
Okay.
the fuck is a stripper license?
I know. I was really confused about this too. I could not believe that you had to have one to take your clothes off. But apparently I think it plays a lot into cutting down on trafficking, things like that. So basically you go and get an independent business license, which is the most official thing I've ever had to get at that point in my life. And then you take it over to the local police department, to their vice, and you basically hand that to them. They take your picture. They ask you what club you're going to be working at, like the majority of the time. And then they ask you what your stripper name is going to be so they can put that on your license. And that's basically the process. And you have to renew it every single year in a lot of places in California. And then when I got one in Vegas, theirs is even more interesting because it's good for like 5 years. So you can have one and not have to go renew it for a while, which is nice. But yeah, that's that whole process. And I truly was, yeah, I was blown away by it too, but obviously it does good things.
So, Victoria, tell us a little bit about transitioning from stripping to doing girl stuff with your friends, and then
Yeah.
getting into actual porn.
Yeah, so it was little bit of a more strange transition because I'm going from kind of doing things solo, so a lot of solo content and doing things by myself, which when you're doing that, you can stop and start as many times as you need to, or you can mess up a line and redo it. But doing things with a partner is it's a little bit more nerve-wracking because obviously you want to be good for them, you don't want them to have a bad time, and so you're thinking about that the whole time. But after the first couple times of doing it with a friend, I'm like, okay, I'm in the zone. This is okay. It's not a big deal. Um, so yeah, that was okay. Plus I like girls. I'm bisexual, so that's easy. Um, but doing my first boy girl scene was a lot of fun. Up until I actually started, I was incredibly nervous. I was like shaking before. I knew it was going to be fun. I really wanted to do it, but I'm one of those people that if I'm trying something new, until it actually starts, I'm going to think that I'm going to mess the whole thing up. So I was kind of like that, but literally as soon as we started, I mentioned I have like a performer bug. So as soon as we started, I'm having fun and it's not weird and I'm doing something that I'm pretty good at, I think. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
So, this I loved earlier when you said something about how you did girl scenes, but just among your friends.
Yeah.
Who the hell are these friends that you've got?
I luckily had a lot of friends in the audio porn community. So my
Oh,
yeah, so my
okay.
my first girl scene was with one of my fellow performers and friends. Her name is Blue, and we both were like, you know what? I would be down to do this, and I don't think anybody in our little bubble has ever done anything like this, and they hadn't. So, and to my knowledge, I think we are in our little pond of audio people. We're still the only people that have like actually met up and like filmed videos and put them out. So, yeah, it was mainly like we're performing together doing audio. What if we just did this in a video? So I'm lucky. I have
That's
friends around
awesome.
to do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the audio porn community,
Mhm.
this is fascinating to me.
Right? I know.
Because I know a couple different agencies that have been approached by people that are in audio porn wanting them to
Oh, really?
represent them. And
Okay.
these agencies don't really know what the fuck to do with audio porn people. So talk to me a little bit about this world, because this is, I've interviewed all you guys and girls from, you know, the various conventions and the
Yeah.
various TV events and magazines and all the stuff, but I've only interviewed maybe one or two audio porn
Oh,
people
okay, cool.
over
Awesome.
my time. So
Yay.
educate me on the audio porn world.
Okay. Yeah, so this is I basically explain it to people who maybe don't know what it is or just learning about it. I call them like dirty, or they're like radio plays, but they're dirty.
Okay.
um, and most of the time they are just one person and it's a one-sided conversation. So basically when I'm recording something, it's whatever the listener is going to listen to, they would be self-inserting themselves into that role. So a lot of people find it a lot easier to consume because there's no visual content. I didn't know a lot of people don't like doing visual, so this is a good alternative for them if they still like consuming pornography. It's a lot of fun for people who maybe can't show their face but also want to make porn because it's completely anonymous unless you're like me and you put your face out there. But to anybody else who doesn't really want to do that, it's a nice safe space to express yourself and be completely anonymous, which I thought was cool. I didn't initially know or think that I was going to do anything else or go face out, or I thought it was just going to be a hobby. But yeah, it's really neat. I enjoy it. It hits my acting kink because I can just sit in front of a microphone and just yap, which is something that I really like doing. um, there are people that write scripts for it. There are people that like do both. There are people like me who I improvise most of my content. So I just will have an idea and I'll sit down in front of the microphone and just go. Yeah, it's a really interesting world. It has so many different layers. There's different communities. There's places where people start on Reddit and some people start on Twitter. And it's really it's incredible. It's huge. And I'm always happy that people kind of know about it, at least a little bit, because I had no idea what it was. And that was like 6 years ago. So it's nice that it's becoming a little bit more mainstream.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you go from audio porn
Mhm.
into you know, video
Yep.
in front of the camera. So uh one of the things that I always love to ask,
Yeah.
because there's always it seems like there needs to be like a support group created for everyone, but the process of setting up your creator sites,
Oh God, yeah.
that is a nightmare. Take
Oh
me
my God, yeah.
through what you experienced doing all that.
Yeah, so that was not anything that I had done before I started doing things online because obviously you don't have to do that when you're a stripper. I think that I don't think OnlyFans was around when I was like first dancing, so I didn't know anybody that had one. So yeah, setting those up it's a trial because it's this place needs this ID, this place needs a different one. Some of them need two, some of them you're gonna need three. This one's gonna verify you right away. This one's gonna take forever. There's always the TOS is always changing. So you're always having to juggle which places allow this, which places don't allow this. Can I post this here? Yeah, it is. I always tell people I wear many hats because that's a side of this that you don't realize that you're gonna have to do when you start doing this. Like you have no
Yes.
idea how much admin work you're gonna end up doing.
Well, my favorite is the face in the oval stuff.
Oh my god. It's so unflattering for everybody.
It's like you've got to get it just right, and then you've got
Just
to
right.
move back and forward, and yes,
Oh my god, I'm so glad you brought that up.
face in the oval is always fun.
It is.
So we have a great guest with us today. Victoria joins us here on Fucking Around with Porn Stars. And so let's talk a little bit about
Mhm.
your Halloween cosplay stuff.
Oh, yes. Okay, cool.
You are involved in this. I've seen that there are a lot of people that seem to be involved in this type of
Yeah.
scene. Talk to me a little bit about this whole thing.
Yeah, so I feel like honestly, I think that Halloween is like I don't know. Maybe not for everybody, but I feel like it's like Christmas for people that do like creative stuff or like porn. I always say this is like the busiest month of the year for me, and it is definitely. Um I'm always doing something. I've always loved Halloween, so the fact that I can like combine the two together is my favorite thing on earth.
That's awesome.
I love it. And it's really cool to get to do costumes and dress up. And I've done it for years with my solo stuff, but this is the first year that I actually like have videos coming out with like partners where we did cosplay and did themes. Actually really excited because we ended up turning a couple of my audios into videos. So I'm
That's
sure
awesome.
people,
That is
yeah,
fantastic.
I'm sure if people have listened to me for a while, they'll probably recognize them. But yeah, it's really cool. I love Halloween. I think it's a great opportunity to make fantasies happen that you normally probably couldn't, based on like costumes and things like that. It's the time of the year to go wild.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. So, you've got some scenes planned.
I do.
Tell us about this whole thing.
Okay. Are we talking about ones that are like that I have filmed so far, or ones that I have
You
coming up?
ones that you have coming up, and then we'll get into the ones that you've already taken care of.
Okay, what do I have coming up? I have a play scene that I am filming sometime this month, which is going to be fun. That is a kink that I dabble in often, but I haven't got to film anything for it. What else do I have going on? I'm trying to think. I think that might be kind of it for this month because my dog sitter is on vacation, so I don't get to travel as much when she's gone. But I have a possible foursome coming up towards the holiday season. And I think I'm going to be linking up with some people that I have already filmed with before and try and make some holiday content because that's one thing I love is I love a theme.
So, holiday content. Are we talking like
Yeah.
Santa and all that,
I
or
think that's going to be the vibe because I haven't ever got to do anything like that with partners. I've done like solo stuff for like Christmas. I've done Elf. But I think it would be really cool to do stuff with partners for Christmas.
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
So how do we find your stuff online and
Oh,
buy
yeah.
your things and all
Yeah.
these things?
I am literally anywhere I can have a profile. You can find all of my links at snakysmut.com. You can find links on Twitter. I post on Twitter all the time. You can find me on Instagram. For more visual content, I always tell people OnlyFans and Fansly. And if you're interested in my audios, definitely Patreon.
That is amazing. So
Yeah.
so the audio
Yeah.
stuff, do
Mhm.
you, before you got into doing the porn part of it
Yeah.
and just doing the audio part of it, where
Yeah.
did you post this?
So I got
How would people find you and
Yeah.
everything?
So I got into doing audio porn through Reddit. There is a subreddit on there for anyone interested. It's called Gone Wild Audio. And that's where I got my start. That's where a lot of people get their start, to be honest, who find it through kind of like I would say like social media platforms. So I found out about it through Reddit, and yeah, that's where I posted the majority of my stuff for a very long time. But now I post on Pornhub, Literotica, Reddit. I still post on Reddit. But yeah, that's basically where I found it. I never would have known it existed. But yeah, that's where I got my start.
That is amazing. That is
Yeah.
amazing. Victoria Malfoy joins us today here on our big broadcast. And so, what are some of your goals over the next couple months or so with all the
Um,
stuff you're doing?
Yeah, I have a ton of stuff. Mainly my goal is to keep doing what I'm doing every month and at least filming a couple of things with partners and by myself. But what I would love to do in the future coming months is do some studio work would be incredible. That's definitely high up on my bucket list or things that I would like to have happen. But yeah, that's kind of the goal for me right now. And then I always have a goal to somehow top every audio that I make every month. And the next month, I'm always looking for the next thing that I'm going to do.
That is amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
so Victoria is with us today. We were talking a little bit about the Halloween cosplay,
Yes.
some of the different things that you're involved in. Now, you're going to be releasing some things very soon.
I
Tell us
am, yeah.
about some of the different things that you've got coming up.
I have a lot of fun stuff coming up this month. So I actually have a scene coming out on the 14th of October with Rich Blackrose. And we did, if anybody is into kind of the whole like younger woman with older man kind of vibe, this is about your neighbor who is kind of a little bit of a slut. And she drops over when the wife is gone on Halloween in her little costume. And hey, wouldn't you like to have some fun while your wife is gone? So that's the vibe for that one. And then on the 24th of this month, I have a scene releasing with Chad Alva. And it is about running into your former high school bully at a Halloween party and finally fucking her. So that one is
That
both
is
is one.
awesome.
Thank you. Those are both based off of audios that I have made in the past, but I'm really excited. The bully one is one that I think a lot of people will instantly recognize because it was one of my more popular audios.
That is amazing. We have
Yeah.
got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program. So you've also done a Vampirella scene.
I did, yeah.
Tell us about this.
So that one is with an awesome performer. His name is Peter Hook, and he has a new series that he's working on called Drenched Dream House, and it's basically kind of like hardcore fucking, but melded with cosplay. And when he told me the idea, I'm like, say no more. I'm in. Those are two of my favorite things. So yeah, it is. If people are into the more rough stuff, that'll definitely be for you. It's already out. But yeah, it's kind of cool that it came out when it did because it's the Vampirella is a little bit Halloween coded. It's perfect for the season.
That is amazing. So
Yeah.
Victoria is with us today here on our big broadcast, and she is very entertaining. You
Oh
you
my gosh,
you
thank
have
you.
got all sorts of things going on.
I do.
Uh, that you just making things happen. So what is some of the feedback that you get online about some of the different things that you're involved in?
Um, so I get lots of I'm really lucky. I have a really great base of listeners and watchers and fans who support everything that I do. I have a lot of people that were really excited that I started branching off into doing more boy girl stuff IRL. It's something that they had wanted to see for a really long time, which was cool. I was not expecting people to be as super excited about that as they were, but they are. Um, I do get some negative feedback because I did audio before I showed my face. So there are people who have expressed a little bit of disdain that I am face out and having sex on camera with like men and women now, and have decided to, part ways from my content, which is totally fine. I understand. But for the most part, I'm really lucky. The feedback that I usually get is people being overwhelmingly supportive and into what I'm making, which is really cool. Definitely neat.
So that is interesting. You have
Yes.
people who have basically said because now you do porn, essentially,
Yeah.
fuck you, I'm going other places.
Yeah, and it's funny because 'cause I'm like, I was doing porn before, it was just audio, but yeah, it's the fact that they can see me, it's also the fact that I'm doing stuff with, like, men that, I tell people it has nothing to do because people are always like, "Does that upset you? Does that hurt your feelings?" And I'm like, "Not really, because it has nothing to do with how I look, it's basically it has bursted whatever parasocial bubble that they had thinking that there was maybe a chance that one day it was going to happen. We were actually going to fuck because of the audios. So yeah, it doesn't bother me. I try to let it roll off my back because I have such overwhelmingly positive responses from most people praising the production quality of the videos or the theme, or people love when I do blowjob stuff. It's something I'm really good at. So I always get great compliments about that.
Well, that is really interesting that you
Mhm.
have people
I
who
know.
like your audio stuff, and then you start doing porn, and they're like,
This is where I draw the line. Yeah. And for that reason, I'm
"This is
out.
where I draw the line." That is amazing. So, you also have done a Scooby Doo cosplay
I
porn
did.
thing.
Yeah, so that's actually the bully one. I wore that cosplay for the bully video because I thought it would be fun.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, and there is a lot going on with you,
Yes,
Victoria. You have got so much stuff happening.
I do.
Uh, so where do you see over the next 6 months to a year your stuff? What are some of your goals? What do you have coming up? Just kind of give us an outlook here, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for asking. I love this question. So I'm always saying that I really just like I like to be at a steady incline. I like to do better than I did the month before. So maybe I'm happier with something that I made, this month more so than the month previously. So that's my main and number one goal. The other one is I would love to have out more videos before the new year starts. Being able to jump into this so like head first doing all of the IRL videos has been something that I wasn't expecting to take off as quickly as it has. So I'm really trying to at least release like 3 or 4 videos a month. So that's where I'm kind of trying to stay. I think I mentioned it before. It would be really cool to be able to do some studio stuff. So that's also high up on the list. And then my anniversary will be in May for doing IRL boy girl content, and I'm trying to set up a gangbang with a lot of people that I have filmed with so far because I think that would be a great way to celebrate the 1 year anniversary.
Everybody's fucked you. We might as well all come fuck you together, type
Right,
thing.
right.
That is amazing.
I don't know who all's gonna RSVP, but it would be cool if they all could come. So that's what
That
I'm
is an
working on.
amazing concept.
Thank you.
Just go back in to
Yes,
the catalog,
yes.
find everybody that is going to be in a certain location or wherever,
We're just marking it off the list.
and just get them there. That is
Yes.
amazing. I may for a convention sometimes steal that idea.
Oh
I
my
will
god,
give
you
you credit
you
for it,
no,
but
you
I would,
totally should. If
that
you
is a
do,
great
please
idea.
let me know because I want to see it.
Fuck, if you're available, I will have you there.
I will be there.
So we have got a great guest with us today. We're having a lot of fun today with Victoria Malfoy, and you can find her on the Twitter machine at Snaky Smut. SNAKEYSMUT. So
Yes.
why the Snaky Smut? Why not just at Victoria or Victoria M or
I was hoping you would ask. Okay, so this goes into the lore. So on Reddit, a lot of people you have kind of a catchy little screen name that's easy to remember.
yes.
And when I made that, I had no idea that I was going to use like a more human name. I thought that I would just be known by the handle because I was kind of used to doing that on forums and I wrote fanfic back in the day. So that was something I was kind of used to. And so Snaky Smut A kind of rolls off the tongue well. I was kind of thinking that I wasn't going to even record audio. I was thinking about just writing. And I love the word smut. When I wrote fanfic a lot, it was one of
I
my
love
favorite
the
words.
word smut.
I do. I love the way it
I
sounds.
do I do notice when I go to these conventions and I interview all the porn girls,
Yes.
they often will say something that has something to do with smut. Buy my smut. Go find my
Yes.
smut.
It's catchy. It has a nice
Apparently, everybody must like that fucking word.
yeah, it's a great word. It feels good in the mouth.
It feels good in the mouth. That is amazing.
So I was like, okay, something with smut. What do I use? What do I use? And people will probably realize from the last name that I have chosen to go with. I do like the Harry Potter universe. More so, I'm a big Jason Isaacs fan. Specifically Lucius Malfoy. I kind of have yeah.
In fact, next year, you need to go when they do the ASN Awards in Orlando. You need to
Mhm.
go to just go to the awards for the hell of it, and then the next day go to Universal Studios and go to the Harry Potter thing.
Oh, I
Because
yes.
I know of two porn people who did that this year.
Oh,
They
really?
used the awards as an
As an
excuse to
excuse.
just go to the fucking awards. Then the next day they went to the Harry Potter thing, and then apparently they have a Simpsons thing there,
They do.
and
And
somebody went to the Simpsons thing.
it's so much fun, and that's actually a brilliant way to do it. I've gone a couple of times, actually. I went to MegaCon in Orlando a few years ago to actually go meet Jason Isaacs, and so I did go to the I went to the park for, like, they had a night event. But yeah, so big fan. And so I in fandom, I mentioned I wrote fanfic. They kind of cutely call his wand from the movies, they call it Snakey because it's a snake. And I was like, you know what? Snaky smut sounds kind of cute. I think I'm going to use that. So that's quite literally where that came from.
That's
And
awesome.
then when I started doing more like face out stuff, I'm like, okay, I need to use more of a human name for that. So it was a perfect opportunity to finally get to use the last name of Malfoy. So that's how I got Victoria Malfoy, and I keep Snaky Smut uh, purely because that's how people have found me originally. That was always the handle.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So you're a Harry Potter individual. You like Harry Potter.
I yes,
Uh,
I grew up with that. Yeah.
I do not understand this world. So
Totally valid.
explain some of this. What am I not getting about
Honestly,
Harry Potter and all that stuff?
honestly, I would not suggest it to anybody at this point because I'm not
I would suggest it
I
to you. I love it to death, but stay the hell away from it.
I wouldn't at this point. Its creator has ruined it for a lot of people, including myself. I liked the magical whimsy of it. It came the books came along at a time when I was kind of at a pivotal like growing up time, so the books were really kind of important to me. The movies also came out when I was like younger, so it was something that I always like have fond memories of doing with friends and things like that. But also, what I found for myself and what I tell a lot of people like it because it's a really fun world to make porny. So that's, I wrote fanfic for a long time. I wouldn't suggest getting into it, but yeah, it's you're not missing anything. It's one of those things that I feel like if you miss
You're
the boat,
not missing
no, if
anything.
you miss the boat for it, I don't get on the boat. It's better off of the boat. I don't really like I don't consume really any of the new stuff. And it is something, it has a ton of plot holes, but there are people like me and really other talented writers online who write fanfic for it that is better and more immersive than anything that she ever put out. So yeah, I enjoy it still for that. But I think there's not really much to understand about it. It's just kind of one of those like coming of age, like whimsical kind of like books, and it does get like dark later on, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have been so into it if they didn't have such hot people and it came out when I was like a teenager.
That is amazing. Well, at least you're honest, Victoria. So we have got a great guest with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, and looking at all the things that you do, and going through your Twitter. I have to ask.
Yeah.
You are probably going to be one of the first people that I've asked this question
Oh
to,
my god, I'm so excited.
because I am a huge pro wrestling guy,
Okay.
and I've noticed that pro wrestling now has gone into the world that concerts are now have gone into for the last 10 years.
Mhm.
You've got to be a billionaire to afford these fucking tickets.
Oh god, yeah.
And I noticed
Yeah.
you put out a tweet about the My Chemical Romance. And it says on here, Section C, row 2, 1 ticket
Mhm.
is $9,157, including fees, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what is the deal with all this? Because they released
Mm.
seating for John Cena's last match is going to be in
Right.
December, and
Yeah.
I think it's like $10,000 a ticket.
It's crazy. You know what I
Who
found
are
out?
these people? Because granted, if there is a guy who went to WrestleMania this year who had like
Uh-huh.
an orange shirt or whatever the
Okay.
fuck, and this guy did the whole, he spent the $20,000 to be
Whoa.
walking down the aisle and all the bullshit. But I mean, are there actual people that are spending this $9,000 for My Chemical
So
Romance?
what I have heard is it is people buying the tickets early and reselling them for crazy prices. So that is what the general consensus is online because I love them. But I bought tickets to their tour and I went and saw them in July and I think I spent like for two tickets it was like 600 something dollars. I'm like, where in the hell is this coming from? There's no fucking way we paid $9,000. Like, there's no way. But yeah, this is what I hear is a lot of people realized how popular the first leg of their tour was. So now in this second leg, you've got people snatching up tickets and hiking up the prices because they think and or know there are people out there that are going to either spend that or
They're
close
gonna,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's honestly crazy. I can't believe they allow people to do that, but yeah, it's fucking
I
wild.
can't believe they allow people to do that. I don't know. I just find this so strange when I
I
see things
know.
like this.
I know, it's weird. It's really weird.
Who, like, there was a guy, and
Mhm.
I'm sure this was a rarity because it hasn't been repeated since. But there
Okay.
was some guy who watched
Uh-huh.
a football game from the top of the scoreboard in like San Francisco or something.
Oh my
And he's sitting
god.
up there in a fucking lawn
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
And you have to know this guy makes more money than all of us combined on this call.
Oh, 100%. Oh,
So the
absolutely.
thing
Stupid
is,
money. Stupid money.
but the thing that I've been trying to figure out
Yeah.
is my thing is are people really spending the $9,000?
I wanna
Or
know
are
who
they
they
just
are.
doing like us and getting on goofy fucking radio shows and saying, I can't believe that the price?
I wish I knew. If somebody out there actually has bought a ticket for that much, please show yourself because I have so many questions. I wanna
I
know.
just it is just insane to me. So some of
It's
the things
crazy. It's so
that
crazy.
I see on all this. We have got a great guest with us today. Victoria Malfoy is with us. She is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
She has got all sorts of different things going on over there at Snaky Smut, by the way, on the Twitter machine.
That's right.
And so when you're putting these audios together,
Uh-huh.
take us through what that whole process is like.
Yeah. So for me, my process is I kind of have an idea. I get everything set up, and that basically means moving my microphone into the closet and getting in there. I have water. I turn the microphone on. And everybody's different. I have learned everybody is different in how they record. Some people edit as they go. I'm one of those people, if I make a mistake and I'm recording, I will delete it and then re-record it because I am very in the moment. I know if I wait and I try and do it later, I'm not going to be able to replicate the vibe or the mood.
Yes.
So I just do it in the moment. And so basically I record straight through. I do like If there's a blowjob in the audio, I'm doing it while I'm recording. um, and then
That
I
is amazing.
yes, I made a tweet the other day. It's my favorite part of every audio. I look forward to it. If the audio doesn't have a
It's
blowjob,
my favorite part of the audio, and I look
it is.
forward to it.
It is. And if it
That is
doesn't have a
amazing.
blowjob, I'm sad. I'll wait to the next one. But basically after that, I save the file and either I edit it or I send it to my editor. I have gotten to the point where I have such a big audio workload. I started hiring an editor a couple of years ago to help me with it. And it does make life so much easier and it helps me because
It
I'm
does
able to
make life so much
it does.
easier. That is amazing.
And I'm able to record longer audios and more audios. So yeah, it's that's basically the process. And then it gets sent off and it gets sound effects added and all of the good stuff.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So, how long does that typically take for you to get something that you've done,
Uh-huh.
send it off, get all the stuff, and get it back to be able to put it somewhere?
Post it.
Yeah.
So usually from turning it into my editor, I can have it back in like 2 or 3 days. Sometimes if it's more
Wow.
involved or it has like more than one voice on it, if I do a collab with someone or whatever, it'll take a few extra days because it's an extra voice to edit, right? But normally, yeah, it's just a few days, which is great. And I've even told people if I'm locked in and focused, I need to edit an audio like right now. I can usually get one done in a couple of hours. I usually take, if I have time, I take my time and it takes me about a day. But if I don't, if I don't have the luxury of having a bunch of time to edit it, I can do it in a few hours, easy. You get good at it
Wow.
after you've done it a long time.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
So, where do you get some of your ideas for something for the audio part of it?
So, a lot of my ideas come from just really unhinged ideas that I have in my own head. I have a very active
Unhinged ideas.
they are sometimes that I'm like, I don't know how the hell
That
this
is
is gonna
fucking
work.
amazing.
Yeah, but I hope it works. So a lot of that is just like I'll be walking down the street and I hear something or see something, and I'm like, damn, that'd be a good audio. Um, or the thing that I tell people, I feel like if you are in the adult entertainment industry, you should be consuming pornography often because it keeps you up to date on trends and what's happening in the world,
Yes.
etc. So
You
I
know, I
consume,
will and I'm glad you brought this up. I will
yeah,
often
yeah,
I will often if I see something on Twitter and I
yeah,
see a certain position that someone is doing, I
yes,
will write that down and I will
yes,
write the reference to it. And
yep.
right before we film it at one of these fucking things,
You're
I
like,
will
I
go
got
back
one.
through it and then I will tell them.
And that's why you're smart. Because that's exactly what you do. I've saved stuff like that before too. Been like, okay, let's see how we can work this into an audio or whatever. So yeah, that's the smart way to do it. Um, and sometimes it's like I watch a movie or I read a book and I'm like, I wonder if I could do something like this with an audio. And that's essentially how it happens. Watching a lot of porn, having an active imagination, taking a lot of my own fantasies and putting them into an audio is also one of the things that I've done a lot, and it works. It works the best for me because I tell people all the time I never make anything that doesn't appeal to me, at least in some way. There are some kinks or whatever that maybe aren't like super high on my like top 10 list, but I enjoy them enough to make an audio. So I don't ever make anything that I'm like, damn, I don't really like this, but I'm still gonna make it. But
I
yeah,
don't
no.
really like this, but I'm gonna. That is amazing. Well, I will have to say you are very entertaining,
Oh my gosh,
and
thank
I
you.
really have enjoyed having you on today.
Oh, this has been so
Uh,
much fun.
Before we let you go,
Yeah.
run it down for us. How do we get your stuff? How do we get involved with everything you're doing online? Everything.
Sure. So the easiest place to find all of my links is www.snakysmut.com. You can find me on Twitter, which also has a direct link to my links page on my website. You can find me on Patreon. You can find me on OnlyFans, Fansly, and for my free stuff, because I put free things out every single week. You can find stuff on Pornhub. You can find things on Reddit, Newgrounds, Literotica. I'm everywhere. And I put free things out for people to enjoy. So there's always a
Fantastic.
way to consume it.
Fantastic. Well, you are amazing. Thanks for making
Oh,
some
thank
time for us
you. Oh my
today.
gosh, thank you so much for having me on. This has been so much fun. You're
This
great
has
to
been a
talk
blast. We will
to.
definitely do this again.
Yes, please.
Victoria, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to
Thank
wrap up the
you.
show here, but
Okay.
appreciate you being on, my friend.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. There she goes. That is Victoria Malfoy joining us today here on our big broadcast here on Four Stars. And that is that. And we will see you next time, as they say. I don't know who's saying it. Don't know why they're saying it. They are indeed